Hello, everyone. Welcome to this episode of Tea with ALSA. This is your host, Nate, and today we have a great guest. Rinora Mucolli is a Contact Strategy Analyst at the Financial Times, one of the world's leading news organizations. 2 years ago, she moved to the UK, successfully completing her studies at the City University London in Information Science. Rinora, it's a great pleasure to have you in our podcast. Thank you for being here.
Thanks, Nate, for the invitation. I'm more than happy to be part of it.
Thank you so much. This podcast is dedicated to students of Albanian heritage who are completing their studies and kind of in the gray area where they don't know what's next for them. We are curious to know a bit about this shift that you endured yourself when you were moving away from studying towards your career. How was it?
To be honest with you, in my case, I never had like a complete shift, like going from studies to working, because I've been working during all the time.
Right.
So since the second year of my bachelor studies, I started working, and from them on, I just continued working during all the time. So it's like I didn't have that, okay, let's stop studying and start working. I was always doing both of them. Yeah, so I was doing both of them at the same time.
Wow.
But I do know a lot of people that now they kind of finish university, let's say bachelor degree and master degree, and they're just kind of asking themselves, and they're just like, now what is going to happen? But from my experience with these people, they always find a way and they always do really well. So it doesn't matter if you've been working or you've not been working during your studies. I'm pretty sure that everyone will find their path and they will do great and amazing.
Wow, that's actually fascinating that you actually managed to have quite a demanding work, I'm assuming, from Financial Times and also completing your studies very successfully. I'm going to go later on to how you do this. Right now, I want to get more about how you came to this stage in your life where you've just completed studies in the UK. I'm aware that you have moved from Albania and you've spent quite a lot, literally you were born there, right?
Yeah, I was born in Albania.
So you're pretty much used to the Albanian mindset and way of life there. And adjusting into a new life in the UK, how did you manage this? How did you get accustomed to a new environment? Did you have any support from friends and family? How was it for you?
To be honest with you, while I was in Albania, I've always been working with people that live outside Albania. So my last job there, I was working for a Spanish company. So I was kind of used with people that think differently and they do not go like in Albanian way, in Albanian mindset and all of that. Plus, I've been traveling a lot, like since I was 20 up to COVID pandemic. I was working like every month. I was living in Albania and going to a new country, and I was always involved in Erasmus projects. I was always going outside volunteering, and this helped me a lot. Coming to the UK, I was not prepared at all because I never thought I was moving to the UK because I was really good in Albania. So I was finishing my master degree, and then out of nowhere, I was just checking for opportunities. I failed in some of them, and then I kind of I still continued because I have really funny stories about this one because I applied in a scholarship, achieving scholarship. I think you have published it many times, and I went through some stages. So I was passed the first one, the second one, and all of that. And then I failed. They just sent me, okay, you are not further. You will not get this scholarship. And I was like, okay, fine. They didn't get me the scholarship, but I will prove them wrong. I will still go in the UK and do that.
You were too stubborn. You just kept going, and you finally made it.
Yeah, exactly. I finally made it. And the funny thing is that I still got scholarship. So I got a scholarship from Vodafone Albania, which I'm extremely grateful. And then I got a scholarship from City University of London. So I still didn't pay nothing for my studies, which is really, really amazing. And the way that I came in the UK, it actually proves that you don't necessarily need to have money, because I found the scholarship and then I found a way of living through au pairing, if you know what that is. So you live with a family and you pay nothing. So for my first year in the UK, I literally paid nothing. And this made me fully aware of what people need is information. So if you have information to know all these things, then you can come from Albania to the UK, even if you have nothing, like literally nothing, because you just grab opportunities
Wow.
and it leads you where you are. So I think that people saying coming to the UK is extremely expensive from Albania because they see university fee, which is like
Well, it is,
15K. Well, yeah, it is really expensive, but if you find opportunities, you do not have like to pay for accommodation. You get paid to do both of them, and then you find a lot of scholarships that are available and you can do that. So in my case, I didn't have any money to come to the UK, and still I managed to come to the UK and successfully complete the university here and then get used with the life. It was not easy, of course, but I think it was definitely worth it. So now I just want to convince more people like myself to give it a try. And I'm like, I have so many close friends that they're coming to the UK and they're kind of not in the best economical situation. And I'm like really, really happy seeing their visa being accepted, seeing them moving to the UK. And I'm like, only yesterday, a friend of mine, she got the visa and like she's coming to the UK. And I'm like, okay, this is going to be great. So I think it's just information what people need.
Wow, amazing.
So that's why I love ALSA, to be honest, because
Yeah,
it's like, it's all about information. Because it's like, yeah, you find a case of someone that didn't had, because we say, okay, didn't had money, which is me, like I didn't have any money to come to the UK, and still you made it. So it's like, it's a really good thing that more people know this and they're going to be motivated. It doesn't matter where you live, it doesn't matter where you're from, for as long as like you work and you really, really want to pursue forward, you can definitely do it.
Yeah, it's actually truly great to have, people like yourself that are willing to contribute. And ALSA does offer that platform for everyone to just say what they can offer. And, there's always going to be people out there, especially in Albania, like students our age, younger or even older, that are interested to study in the UK, but not always have the financial capacity to, make that move. I'm curious myself to know, how is there any tricks to it? How did you make your application stronger over time? How can students in Albania learn from your experience?
So what I think, the first thing are the interviews, because in everything that you do, you're gonna have interviews.
Right.
And for getting my first job, I did 15 interviews and I got accepted in the 15th one. But during the time, after some years, I went to that point that I pass every interview. So far, like I can't recall in the last 2 years, for example, an interview that I've kind of missed, because it's all about being confident on what you do and what you can offer. And then about the applications, I used to do so many applications and I used to get like so many negative replies. And I was just like, every time I got a negative reply, I was just doing more applications, and not like the opposite, just kind of, okay, just leaving it. So just applying and applying and applying.
So related.
Exactly. Yeah. School related, I think in the UK, not compared with Albania, but it's really easy to get accepted in universities, especially for master degrees. Like it's really straightforward, because you have, like, I applied in 3 universities, I got accepted in 3 of them. My brother, for example, is coming to the UK this year. He applied in 3 universities. He got offers from 3 of them, because they require like a motivation letter, and usually we do have a really good grades from Albania, so it's kind of easier for us to apply. And regarding the scholarship, you just have to search literally all the time, because if you want to make something happen, you have to look, okay, I wanted to come to the UK, I couldn't afford to pay 15K, so what was the first thing that I needed? I needed a scholarship. Which was the first one? It was the Chevin scholarship. I gave it a try. I couldn't get that one. What are the other scholarship? Every university, they usually offer scholarship, even though if it's going to be like 2K or 5K or 10K. And then you find like other scholarship going on in companies. For example, the one that I found was from Vodafone. And it was the first year that they applied their scholarship, and you see the criteria, and then you hit the criteria and all of that. But I think the most important one is to have faith, and if you want something, I have to truly believe on that one. Because in my case, so coming from Albania to the UK, you have to do the university application, and then you have to do the visa application. So even in that point that I was doing my visa application, I had not win my scholarship yet. So I booked the day to go to do my visa application.
Right.
And I won the scholarship, like the most important one, only one day before that. So I had prepared everything like without the scholarship.
Wow.
And then when I got that one, like it was just like a plus, and I was like not even expecting that one. But it's because I was like truly believing that, okay, I was coming to the UK and I was going to do this university. And then asking people, because I know that living in the UK is really expensive. You're hearing people going back in Albania and everywhere saying, okay, the rent is 1,000 per month, the bills are so expensive, which is true, to be honest with you. Like, it's not a lie. It's really
not ideal,
expensive.
no.
Yeah, it's really expensive to live in the UK. But then you search, okay, if you're a student, what can you use? You can use the whole accommodations, which tend to be cheaper.
Yes, indeed.
There is another opportunity, like you can find the houses that you can just they have cheaper rent, so you just kind of people that are planning to sell the houses, but then they rent the houses, so there is like an option there to find cheap accommodation.
Yeah. I'm aware.
And then and the third one is like the au pairing. So I lived with an amazing family for a year. And they had 2 little kids aged 10 and 8. So I used to take care and look after them only for 4 hours a day. I didn't had rent, and I was getting paid for that as well. And I had no bills. So that's how I made to have accommodation, to get paid, so I could pay the metro, kind of the coffees and theater, cinemas, and all of that. And then at the same time, like I got my university fee covered. So yeah, that's how I did it.
So you're saying opportunities are there, you just have to look for them and kind of make use of them.
You need to be surrounded by people that want the best of you, because in my case, like a friend of mine, she's based now in France, and she told me, for example, about the au pairing, and she tried it herself, and like it worked for her in France as well. So it's not something in the UK. And then for scholarship, like we all know that there are plenty of scholarships out there. So when you do that cover letter, I think take it really seriously and just write that letter like you are winning the scholarship, It's like have a total faith that, okay, you're going to get that scholarship. But even if you don't get that one, just keep searching, because there are like plenty of them. And yeah, just keep searching.
Great advice. Invaluable. I'm pretty sure there's quite a few listeners that we might have from Albania that are very interested to know about this topic. And thank you for sharing with us. From your own experience, what would you say actually are the key differences between higher education in Albania and in the UK? Like, how do you compare the two? Because you've been in both of them.
Well, I've been in both of them, and I think it depends from the subject, because I'm kind of gonna be a little bit, well, not selfish, but I'm gonna say the education that I had in Albania was kind of...
Be honest, if you have to say anything bad about Albanian education, go for it.
No. The truth is that I'm going to say something good. So it's like the education that I had in Albania, like in Albania, I did a master's degree, which was like 2 years. And I was attending university 5 days a week, 6 hours each day. And okay, the cost of that one, let's say, was like £2,000 for 2 years. In the UK, I paid 15.5k through scholarship, but the lessons were only 2 days per week, and it's only 4 hours per day. So it's like there is a huge difference compared with Albania.
So not as intensive.
It was not intensive at all, and it was like, but maybe like it's only in my personal situation, because so I had done 5 years in Albania, and what I did here was just like, let's say, kind of similar things. And I go back to the point that I didn't kind of search really well which university, which models, and all of that. And let's say I just kind of choose the name of university, but the one that I did in Albania like prepared me way more for the one that I did here. And I found university here like really easy. It's like I can't believe it. That is maybe for people that coming from Albania, but it was like so easy. And I keep telling to my brother, because he's coming this year and he's going the same university as me, I'm gonna, do not worry at all. If you did 5 years in Albania, you're gonna be really, really, really well here, because I think for us it's really easy. I don't know why. Maybe the things we have done in Albania are like more advanced and all of that, but
I do agree actually. I personally have gone through that process earlier in my life, transitioning from primary school in Albania to primary school here. and there's quite a big of a difference between the level of studying in Albania. That it's way more, you know, way more expansive, and you learn about things earlier than in the UK. That's for sure.
Exactly. So it's like, I can give an example. So let's say from programming side, I've done programming in Albania. I've done it since bachelor degree, and then furthermore in master degree, and I've done really advanced things. And here in the UK, like, we did kind of only the basic and the easiest things ever. And I was like, is this really programming that we're doing here? But adding to this one, well, it really depends which subject you're on, which university, and because I have had friends of mine that they've kind of done 5 days a week, 5 hours per day and all of that. But in my case and in my situation, I found the university in Albania way more constructive and way more efficient, let's say, than the one in the UK. Plus, adding to this one, like the COVID and everything, online learning, not being able to go to the university as well, because half of my studies went through COVID. So that is adding to it as well, because we didn't do the labs, we weren't able to go to use the facilities and all of that.
Yeah.
The buildings are way cooler in the UK, and the student
life for sure.
is like way cooler in the UK. But literature related, Albania, I think I vote for Albania. But still, again, the UK one, I think I see it mostly like a key. So if I have a degree in the UK with this key, I can open many doors. I have degrees in Albania, but I can use those to my personal skills, but they do not open me many doors. So let's say it's like, because, so it's like the city university in Financial Times, there is the third university for the number of employee. So it's, I think this helped me.
They do have affiliations.
So. Yeah, so it helped me, to be honest. It's like, well, if I was from city, and this was a plus for me, because if they say, let's say I was from University of Tirana, it's going to be like, oh, is this in Honolulu?
What is this? Wow.
So
yeah, it's interesting. There's, you know, I do hear a lot of, you know, students my age, peers my age, that complete their studies in you know, not the best universities, you know, not Harvard and Oxford, you know, the top league ones, but they still do get quite a good career going because of, you know, links between their universities and quite a reputation.
Companies, yeah.
Quite. It's interesting, like the way this happens, and it's good for these companies to allow not just, you know, those top university places for their vacancies. And yeah,
but I think there is a correlation on that one, because I think, because, well, let's say like in the FT, those top universities, they might be like in a higher levels and all of that, and then you have the other employees, and that's it. There is like a spread of universities, but still there is a link on that one, because I think they do graphs and stats and all of that, and they say, okay, there is a prediction. So if from the past I've received 10, 20 or 50 employees from X university, and let's say 10 of them were like amazing employees, I'm taking the risk to take from that again, which is going to give me like the prediction of having good employees is going to be like, okay, it's going to be okay. So yeah,
so
it's interesting.
You've done masters in Albania and in the UK, so in a way you're a master of masters. What would you say is the main beneficial factor of doing a master degree in general? Like, how does that promote your career later in life? How does it boost your career?
Okay, well, this is interesting because, for example, I did the master in Albania, not because I choose to, but it's kind of, okay, you have to do the bachelor degree, and you are not complete if you don't do a master degree. And then I did the master degree in the UK because it was the only way for me to come in the UK. So it's like, it's not that I kind of choose both of them. I think that it's way better to start a job, to find out what you like what you really like, and then you can go and pursue a master degree, because in that case you will know way more in what you want to be invested in. Because if you see my case, I am a disaster, and it's like, it's really funny because with my educations, I belong everywhere, because I've done computer science as bachelor, and then I've done information system, and then information science, which is not something great, because you know a lot of things and you know nothing at the same time. And I used to joke.
You're not an expert at a specific field, you mean?
Exactly. So, well, it's like, well, I am an expert on a specific file, but I am like in many files, which makes it like really funny, because I do know a lot of things, and these do not help me.
I'd say. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but sometimes it does not help me, because it's like, if there's something, a project popping up that is not exactly with what I'm doing, I'm like, I have a really high interest on that one, because I know a lot of things for that one too. And in long run, it makes me like, I don't know, try many things, but still. I'm happy that I did the master degrees, but I would suggest find out what you like first, and then invest in master degrees.
Definitely.
Rather than just going straight university after university after university.
You're gonna be spending at least a year in the UK, and in Albania, you said 2 years, right? So
yeah,
it's
3 years.
You don't want to waste those years, right? You want to make sure
exactly.
it's worth your efforts.
I never wanted to study so much, and I used to make fun with my best friend, because we were like in high school together, and she went through medicine. I was like messing with her and being like, oh my god, are you gonna be in medicine and studying so many years? And I ended up doing exactly the same thing. And it's like, I always told her, okay, well, I've been studying for 6 years, and that's how long your medicine school is, so technically yes, you will last. So it's like, but still, I enjoyed being a student, and probably I will be a student again. But I'm just taking a gap year off from studies.
Yeah, of course, you deserve a good break. Yeah,
exactly.
Just detach yourself from that mindset of just taking information and just relax. Yeah,
exactly.
But, life. Many people say life, is a lifelong journey of studying and learning. So. But yeah, a break is good every now and then. Rinora, you are, as we said, one of the mentors in ALSA's mentorship scheme. Can you tell us about this opportunity and how you are willing to support your mentees? And if there's someone listening to this podcast that might be interested, let's say in how they could come to the UK to do a master's, or like what are all the reasons why they should opt for you, let's say, as a mentor. And I'm aware applications are closed at the moment.
I think they will open again, so that's a really good question. Well, so since high school, I've been part of Junior Achievement of Albania, and that's an organization, and I think it's a global level as well. And I've been in that one like in high school, and that's like the first kind of me meeting someone who is going kind of to mentor and teach you. And I've had the opportunity during my life to meet amazing people and to learn a lot from them. Let's say like in project related, volunteering related, because I've volunteered like a lot. And then let's say work related. Having someone to tell you the right things, it's not like the right things to do, but having someone to tell you opportunities, to give you tools, it kind of shorten your way. If let's say
if you're going to go, for sure.
Exactly, it gives you shortcut in many things, because someone can know many things, let's say in your file, then is going to give you the information which is really valuable. I've had people giving that to me, and I'm still like in a mentorship scheme as well, because like even in the FT we have like the mentoring program, and I'm constantly being mentored by other people as well, which is like really, it's a really good opportunity. And when I saw the ALSA one, I was like, okay, this is something really cool, because I really want to help someone.
Now it's my turn.
Exactly. I was like, I know so many things, and I really want to help someone. And I think it's the basic things, because it's like the first one, kind of to believe in yourself, kind of to feel special, to know many things that you're able to do, and to be able to have opportunities given by other people. And in some cases, just, well, it's like to have someone to guide you. Let's say, for example, I had the opportunity to do like an amazing interview with one of my the girl that I'm going to be mentoring for this project. she was amazing. But like when I had the interview with her, it's like they're the basic questions and the basic things that someone wants. Okay, for example, I'm an university student. How can you help someone? Okay, if you're an university student, okay, let's say your goal is to have good grades. I will be there with you to contribute on that one. Like if you need any tools, I can be able to provide, let's say, my FT subscription for you. I can be able to provide all the programs that I use for you. I can be able to suggest you all the newspapers, all the websites, everything that you need to use. Even though like it's not, well, if you have someone that is 100% like in your file, it's easier. But even if you have someone that is kind of looking direction, it's easier as well. So I would say to someone, so if you are thinking to go into a mentoring program, just do it, because there is nothing bad or wrong that it can happen, but there are only good things. So you will have the options kind of to talk with someone that has maybe different ideas for you, and he's gonna challenge you as well.
What they can look up to, yeah.
Exactly. Well, but it's like it's gonna challenge you, and if kind of you think, okay, well, let's say that's the end and that's the line. There is way more than that. So it's like just challenge yourself and give yourself a chance kind of to improve it and to improve yourself. And I don't know, but I really liked, and let's say I really love this project, and I'm really looking forward to it and to start and all amazing things that I think we can be able to do. I'm really excited for that one. But I think, like in short words, is like you give someone shortcuts and you tell someone, okay, please don't lose time in those things, because I lost my time and you don't have to. So like you can go in this path. It doesn't necessarily mean that, okay, go exactly in that path, but like it's a warm suggestions and all of that. Plus, yeah, it's someone kind of to guide you. And if I go back to the first example, like if you're studying and you have someone that is mentoring you, you can be like, okay, where is your situation with your assignment? What have you done with your exams? Like, how is the overall situation? And
it's good to have someone there by your side that just checks in with you, like how you're doing with a certain project at university, or
Yeah, exactly. So, plus, even let's say if there is an interesting article to read, if there is an interesting click, if there is like an opportunity, what me and the girl that I will be mentoring, we're planning to do is like we can give it a try on the business side as well, because I've always been into startups, and while we had our conversation, we discovered that she has a high interest in business side as well. So the fact that I'm part of one of the biggest UK startup, like currently, it gives me so many resources, and we can try together and we can be together. Like, what are the things that you want to learn? What are the things that we want to do? Okay, let's try something. Let's fail together, but at least we will learn something. And I tell, well, oh my God, it sounds like I was going to say the younger generation, but yeah, I'm getting old. I need to accept that and carry on.
But of course, our audience, we expect it to be anywhere from, 16 to 30 years old, even older. So,
But exactly. But still, I tell people that are like younger than me, please never think that kind of you're wasting your time. Or I'm pretty sure that everyone kind of spends at least 1 hour per day scrolling on Instagram, on Facebook, on Snapchat, and all of that. I'm not telling like don't do this one, but please, if you have the opportunity to be mentored, and which is literally like 1 hour per 2 weeks, let's say 1 hour a month, give it a try.
Better use of time, for sure.
Exactly, because you're gonna thank yourself later. Because so I've like started to work, I think, kind of 7 years ago, and I'm thinking I have 3 more years when I do a decade, like exactly 10 years that I've been like in relationship with people and all of that I will kind of know better after 10 years, and then I can go in like in the next milestone of my life, but in the
tell us a little bit more about this. I'm curious to know, like, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Okay, since this one is going to be in the next 10 years, that's like really far, to be honest.
So it's like, I just want to know more about your aspirations. I don't want to go to personal details, like, I have this car, I want to live here.
No. I'm not driven, motivated, but by money at all. Like I see that one just like an object that can be used and it can benefit. So it's like I have 3 years, so to do a decade, like 10 years of working, being in working relationship with people. And the first thing that I want, like I'm aiming to open my own business. Well, probably like in a year time, like, and then it will start like in a row. And I would love to have my own startup as well in tech field. But the thing that is closer to my art is a charity work. So I'm really, really, really looking forward kind of to have a charity organization that probably is going to operate in Albania, but I think even in the UK as well, because I love helping people. And for the moment, I'm just gathering like technical skills and all of that. And I'm hoping, in 3 years' time, I should have my charity and all of that. Like it's kind of the things that I'm working for, and the reason why I'm working for and why I'm doing things. Like the first one is to help people, and I think that's in my goal list. I think the charity is kind of the first thing, like a business is the second, and the startup is the third thing. So I have these 3 things, but I really hope when I listen to this one after 3 years, I'm going to be like, okay, I did it. But I'm really sure that I'm going to do it. Like, I have no doubt at all. It might be hard and all of that, but it will definitely be worth it.
It's going to be a similar situation to how you got your university placement. So you just going to say, I'm going to do it. It's going to happen. Doesn't matter how.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, my dad always used to say for me that.
That's a great mindset.
My dad always used to tell me it's gonna be. He was always saying like, so my name is Rinora, but they just call me Nora, and it was like Nora always used to never tell what she does, but she always used to do what she tells that she's gonna do, which I think,
that's amazing.
It's really amazing. Yeah. So really looking forward to it.
Well, there is one final question. I think that would be the best way to finalize this podcast episode. And of course, you already told us a lot about how, students could get some sort of edge towards their studies and later in their career. Is there one particular feature or factor that you stand out as the most important one? One major tip, let's say, that you would give to an Albanian student, no matter where. Like what should they embrace from, I don't know, their culture, their heritage, and how they should, see their next steps? Like, is there any way you think that the Albanian heritage, for you at least, has given you that sort of strength? Or like, we've seen a lot of resilience in your story, a lot of drive and stubbornness. What would you say is that one factor? It could be one of these, by the way, that I mentioned, but what would you say is the major factor that we should embrace?
I'm gonna say what I always say, like Albanian, we are like really, 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 really smart people. So we should always, no, I think we really are. So I think we should always keep this in mind. We're really smart, and it's shown because I know like lots of Albanian. I'm really proud seeing Albanian doing extremely well in different fields, which is like amazing. The fact that we are really smart, however, we should combine it with hard working and not giving up. So it's just like keep working during all the time. It doesn't matter how hard like it's gonna be. Just keep working and do not give up. I know it sounds like a cliche and everyone telling it, but trust me, it worked in my case. It will work in many, many other cases as well. And if you want an advice from my side, as I keep mentioning during all the time, I think it's information. Just try to get as many information as possible. Try to be informed. Let's say open a LinkedIn. Yeah, exactly. Open a LinkedIn account. Try to log in at LinkedIn at least 10 minutes per day. Okay, don't spend 1 hour like you do with other social medias, but start it from there. Just check for the things that you want. Let's say if you want to do a bachelor degree, check for university. If you want to do a master degree, check for scholarship, check for opportunities, because there are many projects, there are many organizations, there are many opportunities. Like people, they just have to search, and they need to have the right network of people to be able to do so. So yeah, I don't know.
But they need to be in the look.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
Can't just
the information is
Yeah.
Exactly. Information like is the best one, because there are like so many projects. Because I don't know, and I don't know, like just putting yourself in the middle of the things, let's say in the volunteering side, just go in an international projects. The one that I was 2 years ago, it was a volunteering project in Romania, and there were like 100 people from different countries of the world. So you kind of get the essence or the idea of like many countries.
Cultures, yeah.
Exactly. And like just put yourself into that one, like just search for trainings, just search for opportunities, but please be informed. And another thing that I would say is it's not kind of search for help, but do not fear to ask people or to search for information, because people are really willing to help. And even in Albania, like if you search, like if you just don't be afraid to send an email to someone, don't be afraid to send a message to someone, don't be afraid to even someone, like it can be really accomplished and all of that.
They might not reply, but it's still worth a shot.
In many cases, like it's definitely worth a shot. Like another example that I have, when I came in the UK, like okay, so I was taking care of 2 little kids. I was going to university, and I was started to be part of a UK startup. And then I still felt like I had some time, so I just wrote to one Albanian businessman here in the UK, and I kind of saw its life story, and I just texted him on Facebook, and I was like, "Hi, I just came from Albania, and I would love kind of to come in your company and kind of to volunteer." And he replied to me, and I went there, and kind of I learned some other things there as well. So it's like, just give it a try, because in the end of the day, if someone says no, you lose nothing. But if you do not try, there are so many things that you lose in that case. So don't forget, Albanian people, you're really, really smart, but please keep it up, like be hardworking, and just remember that information nowadays is everything. Just be informed most of the times, and please do not feel free to reach out to people, ask for advice and all of that. On my personal experience, I've been able kind of to help many people, let's say, to come from Albania in the UK, like during all their process, on the visa application, on the university application, accommodation, and all of that. And if someone needs any help, please kind of feel free to contact ALSA. But if you need to contact me directly, please feel free to do that too, because I'm more than happy to help everyone. Like, just pop me a message, just pop me an email, just find one of my social medias, LinkedIn, Gmail, Facebook, however, just find a way, and I will be able to help.
Wow.
It's like your heart is full when you see many people let's say you're in another country, but they're kind of doing so well.
Wow, that's just great to hear. And we are really grateful to have you as one of our mentors, and so will
I'm more than happy to be part of it.
Thank you so much, and thank you for being part of this episode, by the way. It's been great pleasure having this interview with you, and definitely it is going to add a lot of value to the listeners for sure. And I do look forward to meeting you in person and kind of getting to know more about your projects and what is going on. And yeah, as you said, if anyone wants to catch up with Rinora, she's available. LinkedIn for sure is one platform that is recommended to contact not just Rinora in this case, but any people you look up to, definitely go for it. So thank you so much, Rinora. It was great pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for the invitation, and really, really looking forward for the other project of ALSA. And I promise that I'm going to be here and I'm going to volunteer for as long as I can. And I really like helping students. So I think this is the best platform for me. Looking forward to the projects, and everyone stay safe, and everyone hope you have a really loving time.
Thank you so much. All right.
Bye.
This was our episode. We're looking to the next one coming soon with another one of our great mentors. Stay in tune.